What's up everyone, we're going to be going through the best NBA player props on Prizepicks today. And I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see, we actually got 19 picks correct and actually went 100% win rate. Yes guys, you heard that right, 100% win rate. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get a 100% win rate and get 19 picks right like me, win more bets, receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, which should be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $2,300 just yesterday. Another member who won $56 for the 6th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description. So go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group. And I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So first pick we're going to talk about is Jaren Jackson Jr. for 13.5 points, and this one actually is for less. Now we look at Triple J. We've actually seen him go on the under in 2 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the LA Clippers. Now we look at the LA Clippers. We do see that they rank 6th when it comes to points allowed, and on top of that, when it comes to actually LA Clippers, they are a pretty slow-paced team. Now, first starting off with their defense, they do rank 6th, and we definitely see Triple J going on the under due to that. But the fact that LA Clippers are a very slow-paced team, we also do see that Miami Heat are a slow-paced team as well. So we shouldn't see a lot of volume from someone like Jaren Jackson Jr., which is a big reason why we do very much like the under for this one. When we look at Triple J, we've actually seen over the last 5 games, his average is 15.6, so slightly above his line. However, a big reason why we do like the under for this one is that we think that he had a couple of outlier games. It has pushed this line a little bit too high, but now there's a lot more value actually to go on the under here. So when it comes to this matchup, we definitely do like the under for someone like Triple J. So for that reason, Jaren Jackson Jr. for 13.5 points for less, I think is a great pick. Now getting to the next one, we're going to be talking about Jae'Sean Tate. So Jae'Sean Tate, another fantastic player, and this one is none other than points, rebs, and assists for 9.5, and this one actually is for less. Now look at Jae'Sean Tate. We've actually seen him go on the under in 4 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Memphis Grizzlies. Now Memphis Grizzlies do rank 21st when it comes to points allowed. Moving on into assists allowed, we see that they rank 11th, and then rebounds allowed, they do rank 10th. So very high in that rebounding and assist category, points a little bit lower, but we definitely still see that being enough for this Memphis team to play great defense on Jae'Sean Tate and see Jae'Sean Tate go on the under in this situation here. When we look at Memphis Grizzlies as well, they most recently did play against Houston, and Jae'Sean Tate was able to go on the over on his PRA line, but we think that was a little bit of an outlier game. He got a little bit more usage rate than usual, and we think that will change coming into this next one. We are expecting Memphis Grizzlies to really come out with a new and improved defensive strategy that could restrict Jae'Sean Tate very much in this game. But when we look at more of his averages, his average over the last 5 is 8, so significantly under this line. So all signs really do point towards the under for this spun. But when we also look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have him favored for the under as well, so that works out in our favor. So for that reason, Jae'Sean Tate, 9.5 points, rebs, and assists for less, I think is a great pick. Now getting to the next one, we're going to be talking about Steph Curry. So, as we all know, Steph Curry, great player, and this one is for points for 26.5, and this one actually is for less. Now look at Steph Curry. We've actually seen him go on the under in 3 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Toronto Raptors. Now we look at the Toronto Raptors. What we do see is that the Toronto Raptors do surprisingly rank 27th when it comes to points allowed. However, when it comes to the guard position, Toronto Raptors actually do a really good job at restricting points to the point guard position, which is what Steph Curry is, and which is a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. When we look at Steph as well over the last 5, we actually see that he is averaging 23, so significantly under this line. On top of that, has gone on the under in 3 out of the last 5 games, and the times that he has gotten on the over, it hasn't really been convincing enough to us to see him go on the over. So that's why we are definitely sticking to the under here. His usage rate has definitely fallen quite a little bit when it comes to Steph. We have seen Golden State Warriors and also Steph Curry in general play a little bit more team ball. So Steph hasn't really had too much of the offensive load, especially when it comes to this matchup. We definitely see him going on the under here due to Toronto doing a really good job against guards. So for that reason, Steph Curry, 26.5 points for less, I think is a great pick. Now getting to the next one, we're going to actually be talking about a Houston team and a Jae'Sean Tate, and that is Amen Thompson. So Amen Thompson, great player. This one is for 16.5 points, and this one actually is for less. Now look at Amen Thompson. We've actually seen him go on the under in 2 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Memphis Grizzlies. So like we mentioned before, when we look at the Memphis Grizzlies, we do see that they rank 21st when it comes to points allowed. And on top of that, what we are also, or have looked at, is that Memphis Grizzlies actually do a really good job against forwards, whether that's small forward, power forward, and because of that, we definitely like the under for this situation here. When we look at the most recent game against Memphis, we actually did see Amen Thompson go on the under, only getting 10 points, and we are expecting a similar situation and a similar result coming into this next matchup. Now his average over the last 5 is 15.6, so slightly under this line as well, but on top of anything else, when we look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also haven't favored for the under as well, so that works out in our favor. Now all signs point towards the under for this one. The bookies also agree so, and on top of that, the fact that Memphis do a great job against forwards, we definitely are sticking to the under for this situation here. So Amen Thompson, 16.5 points for less, I think is a great pick. So as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but Prizepicks is delayed with some of their lines, so here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So the first player we're going to be talking about is Anthony Edwards. Now Anthony Edwards has averaged 25.4 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 4.2 assists. So he's done a great job for none other than the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Minnesota Timberwolves do have themselves a great matchup against none other than the Washington Wizards. Now we look at the Washington Wizards, we do see that they rank 30th when it comes to points allowed, 26th when it comes to assists allowed, and 30th in rebounds allowed. And for that reason, we do very much like the over for this situation here. Anthony Edwards is a great player, and on top of that, he does have a great usage rate in all 3 departments. But a big reason why we do very much like the over for this situation here is due to the fact that Anthony Edwards has had a bit of a hot hand as of lately, and we think that will continue on into this next matchup, especially against the Washington Wizards. Now we look at Washington Wizards as well. What we also do see is that Wizards are a pretty fast-paced team. Timberwolves aren't the fastest pace out there, but we definitely see them coming up to Wizards' pace, and because of that, we could see a lot more volume from Anthony Edwards coming into this one. Now Edwards over the last 5 games, we've seen him drop 53 points, 37, 32, so he's had some great offensive performances, and we think that will continue on into this next one. Now when it comes to Anthony Edwards, I wouldn't definitely focus on 1 or 2 of his stats. I think points, rebounds, and assists, he definitely has the capability to go on the over no matter which one it is. So for that reason, I definitely would keep an eye out for the over for this situation here, and for that, keep an eye out for Anthony Edwards' line. If it is under his averages, definitely look to go on the over, so I think there'll be a lot of great value there. Now getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about Austin Reaves. So Austin Reaves is a shooting guard for Los Angeles Lakers, and he's been averaging 18.3 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 5.9 assists, while also shooting 43% from the field. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers do face off against the San Antonio Spurs coming into this next game. Now we look at Spurs, we see that they rank 13th when it comes to points allowed. On top of that, moving on into assists allowed, we see that they rank 10th, and then also rebounds allowed, we do see Spurs ranked 25th. Now, when it comes to Austin Reaves, we do still very much like the over for this situation here. A big reason being is that when it comes to San Antonio Spurs, they actually do a really poor job at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to the shooting guard position. So we definitely see someone like Austin Reaves being able to take advantage of this. On top of that, when we also look at Los Angeles Lakers and especially Austin Reaves, what we also do see is that LA may be missing LeBron James and Anthony Davis in this matchup. And for that reason, we could see a lot more usage rate from Austin Reaves, which is why we do very much like the over for this one. Now, when it comes to LeBron and AD, even if they do play, we still do like the over for someone like Austin Reaves. We think he will be able to take advantage of Spurs being such a poorly defensive team on the shooting guard position. But on top of anything else, a big reason for this is that when it comes to actually the matchup, we are expecting a good amount of pace from both of these teams. So Austin Reaves could see a little more volume than we usually see. So I would definitely keep an eye out for Austin Reaves' line. line. I see a lot of value there to go on the over, especially if the line is under his averages. So definitely keep an eye out for that, especially for someone like Austin Reaves. So Austin Reaves, keep an eye out for his line there. Now getting to the next player, we're going to be talking about his opponent, Victor Wembanyama from the San Antonio Spurs, and he's been averaging 25.2 points, 10.8 rebounds, and 3.8 assists, while also shooting 48% from the field. So he's done a great job for the San Antonio Spurs, and the Spurs do face off against the Los Angeles Lakers. Now we look at the Lakers, we see that they rank 20th when it comes to points allowed. On top of that, moving on into assists allowed, we see that they rank 24th, and then also rebounds allowed, we do see that they rank 18th when it comes to rebounds allowed there. So LA Lakers do rank pretty mid to low tier in all three categories, and for that reason we do very much like the over for someone like Victor Wembanyama. Now Victor has such a high usage rate in all three departments, whether it's points, rebounds, and assists. Definitely a little bit higher in points and rebounds, but when it comes to someone like Victor, we definitely see him going on the over here, no doubt about it, especially against this Los Angeles Lakers lineup. Now Victor has been coming off some pretty decent games. He had a game where he had 35 points, 18 rebounds, another one where he had 20 points and also 23 rebounds. But on top of anything else, Los Angeles Lakers also do a very poor job at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to the center position. So we definitely see someone like Victor Wembanyama being able to take advantage of this. Like we mentioned before, when it comes to the pace of this game, we are expecting a good amount of pace from both of these teams, which could see an increase in the actual volume of shots Victor Wembanyama takes it due to the fact of the extra pace that is in this game. So for that reason, I definitely would keep an eye out for someone like Victor Wembanyama. I see a lot of value there to go on the over, especially with the way he has been playing as of lately. So definitely keep an eye out for Victor Wembanyama. Keep an eye out for the line. If it is under his averages, definitely look to go on the over. So I think there'll be a lot of great value there. So guys, if you do want to win more bets and win more money, don't forget to join our exclusive Discord group by signing up to our Patreon. Should be linked down below in the description. You can also find in the pinned comment down below. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets and win more money today. So guys, I'll see you over there, and I'll see you soon. Peace.